Welcome to Backstage 421, the musicians only podcast with your host, author, and music lover, Charles Campbell. Charles will have an awesome array of guests from many genres of music, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. By the way, Ray Mattis is the composer of this awesome intro music.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Horror 421, the podcast. I know I have horror in the name, but we don't have anything horrific today. We have a very wonderful human being and musician. She's from New Zealand. Her name is Jen Wigmore, and I am beyond the moon to talk to her today. Hello, Jen.
Hello, how are you, love?
I am great, and we thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's lovely to chat with you outside of, some alleyway at a show or something like that, So this is nice. And the comforts of our home, right?
That's right. And the comforts of my gin and garbage shrine. I've got a wall of garbage over here and a wall of gin over here. So.
Oh, I love it. That's so good. So good. I feel very special right now, taking place up there.
That's right. Well, the first question I have, before I even ask a question, I've got a young lady on our fan page who adores you. She really adores you. And I promised her the first thing that I would say was, would you please say hello to Ashton?
Ashley. And what's Ashley's last
name?
Ashton. Hello, Ashton. Ashton. Perfect. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Ashton, I fulfill my obligation, Ashton.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's great. Hello. Glad you're so into the music. That's awesome.
Well, what she said was she's been a fan since your first album, and your albums are the soundtrack of her life. So,
wow.
There you go. Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Ashton.
The first question that I have, when you stepped on the stage at Pappy and Harriet's, how did that feel after being gone for such a long time?
Oh my God, I know. It feels like it's been forever. And to then, as you say, get back up in a place, in a setting like Pappy and Harriet's in Pioneer Town is just, my heart. I mean, I feel like in many past lives, I was a gal with some sort of, I don't know, epic horse situation running through various deserts just into the sunsets. And so playing at a place like that was sort of like that last stop, kind of bar saloon in the middle of nowhere, what it feels like up in Pioneer Town, was just such a magic place with that little sliver of a moon that night and the stars and just to be back on stage in such a magic place it just reminded me of why I do this and why I continue to keep battling forward and playing live music amongst the total madness of a pandemic,
Oh, yeah. And I could see it on your face when you walked out there. The smile on your face, you couldn't wipe it away. It was
so stoked. I know. It was just like, stop. So, yeah, no, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking great is what it was. And you can swear on here. It's fine.
Oh, excellent. Great. I'm just being very mild-mannered. I'm like,
yeah, you don't have to be that way. It's fine. It's normally a horror podcast, so we talk about all kinds of shit. So.
Oh, sick. I can tell. All right. I'll shake it off now. I can relax.
Yeah, you can shake it off. You can relax. You can be yourself. All right. Now, this is a question that a lot of people had, so I'm just going to compile it into one question. What are your plans for a tour in the United States, if you have any plans?
Yeah, I'm at the mercy of like this pandemic as well. And really it's made me a little gun shy because I had a big tour plan for New Zealand, which I was supposed to be in New Zealand right now.
I know, and I feel so bad.
Dude, it sucks because you just put so much. It sucks for everyone, the fans, the organizers, all of us, my manager, everyone would just spend so much time trying to plot this out, figure it out. And then it just shuts down again. So New Zealand has been pretty hardcore from the jump, which has been great, but very hard to finagle shows amongst that. So
right,
having that all be postponed to 2023, which seems like a total lifetime away. I'm a little bit like, oh, should I just wait till this dies down, really dies down, and where we can be a little more sure about setting a date and being able to stick to it,
Right.
But
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, the plan is right now to record it. And so after that, whenever it makes sense, I'll be going on tour for a few months for sure through the States.
Right. Well, you can hear my heavy Southern twang. So I live in South Carolina.
I love it.
I live in South Carolina, and the first time that I saw you live was at the New Brooklyn Tavern in Columbia, South Carolina, and that was in
Cool.
2016. So I don't know if you remember that. You probably don't because you do so many shows. But you tested a song on us, and to my knowledge, during that tour, that was the only place you sang it before you sang it somewhere else. Do you know what song I'm talking about?
Was it Thoughts of You?
It was Thoughts of You.
I was like, there's like one, maybe two songs that I've only played like once or twice, and that would be.
Yeah,
It's one of
and I
them. Wow,
love that.
that's
I love
cool.
that song. Is that going to be on
Who
an album?
knew?
I gotta know.
I know I've got to do something with that. I thought it was a really good song too.
It is a good song.
It's such a sweet little number, and I need to give it a life. I don't think I gave it enough life. Maybe I will.
No.
You're the inspiration to give it.
Yeah, I think it needs. I think it needs to go on an album. I think it's worthy.
Okay.
It's album worthy.
Okay, note taken. Awesome.
Now you already gave us a hint. Julian P asked this question, and he talked to you a little bit at the Moroccan Lounge after the show. I wish I'd stayed around after that show, but I was so damn tired, and now I regret it. I wish I'd have hung out, but didn't do it.
Man.
I know.
We were waiting on you too. Where's Charles at?
Such a wuss. He's old. But anyway, you gave us a hint on Instagram. You're working on, well, it looks like you're working on a new album. Can you give us any hints at when that might come out?
I mean, if I do everything on time, which is very not normal for me, it's planning to be like October-ish, September-ish. But I'm thinking I probably won't have my shit together, and it may come out a month or two after that.
I'm thinking January, February.
It's probably going to be January 2023. But I might pull something out of the hat and be able to get it before the end of this year. But we'll see. I mean, for me, the songs are there as is, which is great. I mean, that's the spot you want to be in. And then the recording just sort of is the sort of easier part. So the fact that I feel good about all the songs, the collection is solid. It's such a nice, fun, upbeat rock and roll record. It's going to be so much fun. So
I can't wait. That's going to be awesome.
That feels good. The hardest part is over.
That is going to be really great. Now we have some astute fans on the fan page, and one fella, his name is Yin. He wants to know where two of your music videos disappeared to.
What ones are they?
Oh My and Too Late for Lovers. He said they have vanished from YouTube. That's what he says.
Vanished. I feel like we need to Google this right now. Immediately.
I think you need to get to the bottom of that.
Wait, I'm getting a pen out for this. This is important. This is going to be a note straight to the people that care about my notes. Oh My, you said? And what else?
Oh My and Too Late for Lovers.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a trip. No, I had no idea. Obviously, I don't keep enough tabs on my music videos. I'm sorry I don't have an answer for that. I will totally get to the bottom of it and dig them up from the grave and put them back out there for you to enjoy.
Well, I do have some more questions here, but I want to jump back to another song that is a personal favorite of mine, and I kind of want to know what your inspiration was behind it. I am addicted to Nothing to No One.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I probably listen to that song at least 3-4 times a week, probably more than that if you ask my wife. But I love that. I love that song. I love the lyrics. It's it every time I hear it, it hits me right here. And being on the creative side a little bit myself, writing books and stuff, I listen to your music all the time, and you I listen to what you say and it kind of pushes me, but that song just gets me every single time I hear it. So what inspired that song?
Oh my God, you're going deep. You're going deep in
Well,
the
I'm
catalog
trying.
right now too. I love
Yeah,
it.
that is an awesome song.
It is a great song, man. It was sort of, I mean, I wanted to figure out with that song where I could go within my feelings about myself and what others may think of me and things like that. I mean, I think it's that thought, that idea of nothing to no one. I mean, it's pretty bleak, really. I mean, that's it's got a sort of horror element to it as well. It's creepy. The music that I chose, the instruments that I chose for that, it sounds a little bit like this this sort of doll that sits on your shelf that kind of is spooky, but in a way that you're still interested enough to keep
Oh,
moving forward. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it is. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful
Yeah,
song, and the lyrics,
it
they
is.
they really get me every time I hear it. So,
Good, 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 good. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the coolest thing about songwriting is you get to explore all these thoughts and feelings and the whole gamut of like how you feel about yourself, the world, how others may feel, all this kind of stuff, and then put it into words and song. And I think that was just one of those sort of experiments in a way with nothing to no one.
oh yeah, well, I got to hear that live one day. So, just saying,
I
you
used to
know,
play that live heaps. I'm
I
surprised
know,
you missed
but
that.
I missed it. Well,
I feel
you
like when
know,
you came on the scene, I stopped playing it or something. I don't know.
yeah, that's
I don't
exactly
think
what happened. And I was like,
I was like, I know
look at this
Charles love
shit.
this. I'm not going to play it.
I was like, she's not
Yeah,
gonna play this shit because I want to hear it. That's why.
I'll do it. I'll bring that back. Thoughts of you and nothing to no one. You got it.
There you go.
You
There
got
you
it.
go. Those are
Hmm.
awesome. Now, you obviously inspire me, and you see some of the other inspirations I have around me, behind me. Who inspires you musically?
Ooh, I would have to say straight out the gate, it's Billie Holiday.
Oh, that's a
I
good one.
mean, Billie Holiday, far out, man. She is my therapy session every day. That costs way less than going to a psychologist every day. So she is like there's something about Billie Holiday's voice, her songs, her music, the way that it's all put together that just seems to quell everything inside my bones and my soul and my whole being. It's like, I got two little kids now, and we just got a puppy, and we've got a huge Great Dane Shepherd as well. And I just, something about when I press Billie Holiday to play, it just all goes whoosh
Just
and
kind of,
shrinks. And that is, for me, like incredibly powerful music that can do that, that can have the ability to just make everything like you've smoked a big joint. It's
oh
just
yeah.
like, this is so
Well, I'll tell
nice.
you a secret. That's what your music does for me. So,
There you go. So
I,
you know.
I know, and I've listened to Billie Holiday. She is amazing.
She's magic. She's magic. She's magic. And so that would be one of my biggest ones. Secondly, I'd have to say Edith Piaf, who is a French. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Are you
Mm-mm,
familiar with Edith Piaf?
I'm
She
not,
was
but I
a
will get familiar.
dude. Get familiar. She's a French singer. She's died long, long gone now. But she was called, I believe, the Little Sparrow. And she was just her voice and the way she sang, just it was so the kind of artist that leaves everything on the floor. And she was just a little wee thing, and just so you could almost hear every step of her story in her voice. The taught she had such a tough life, and endured so much. And you hear it in every little speck of her tonality and timbre in her voice. And it's just, for me, singing like that would be something I can only aspire to leave so much of myself in my music.
Yeah,
So those would be my
those
two
are.
greats.
Well, I'm familiar with Billy, so I will get familiar.
With
That's
Edith. Yeah,
awesome.
cool. Do,
I,
do. Please
I
do.
will. I will. I'm not just saying that. I'm going to do it.
Well, and then the only two ladies I've got tattooed on my body too. So I've got a Billy and Edith, both
Well,
on each leg.
speaking of tattoos, there's some guys that have tattoos of
Oh my
one
gosh.
has one likeness of you. His name is Stu. Stu D. It's on his arm. Have you? I think you
Yes.
posted it.
Okay. So this is
Oh,
by this. Oh my god, it's insane. What's
dude,
the dude's name? It's at Katsonian. What's the tattoo studio? It's
what
some.
the?
It's a dude in New Zealand, right? That's tattooing this.
Yeah. Well, his name. Yeah, I don't remember the guy's
Right.
name,
It's
but
like a
yes, you're
name
right.
like that. Yeah.
I know the name of the guy because he's on our fan page. His name is Stu, and he did put the fellow's name who did it. But that
Yeah.
thing is
Yeah. I think he's a Kiwi.
amazing.
I think he's a Kiwi dude. And far out, oh my god, that's so good. That looks better than it looks very much like, but even better than me in real life. I'm like, yeah, man, keep tattooing that shit around. That's good.
Yeah. This is me. This is me.
This
This
is
is
me. This is
Jim.
me. This is me. I promise you, it is me. It's the younger version of me, but yes, it's
He,
amazing. So no, that's incredible. I mean, to be tattooed on anyone, my face or anything about me is blows my mind still to this day. I'm like, wow, man,
well,
that is
I've
some
always been
nuts right
intrigued
there.
with tattoos. I don't have any. I don't have any ink at all. And no, but I'm afraid.
We gotta get you tatted,
I
Charles.
know.
Come on.
I know.
Let's tat you on the podcast. That'd be
Well,
sweet.
there's
Oh,
another
I could do
fella.
it. I could do it. I'll tattoo you.
All right, if you do it, I'll let it happen. Sounds
All
good.
right.
Sounds good.
It's a deal,
There's
buddy.
another
Next
young
time in
man
South
named
Carolina.
Tyler. Tyler, you signed his chest, and he tattooed that on his chest.
Was that a gin? I did a
Yeah,
gin. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
So he's on our fan page too. So he posted
Cool.
pictures of you standing there with him, and it was awesome.
Oh,
So
I love
that was
it.
great.
I love it. I always wonder that if there'll be the follow through because, like, you're in a bar after the show going, yeah, I'm going to write this. I'm going to tattoo it. I promise. I'm like, yeah, fuck, whatever. You're not going to get that tattooed. And then when you see come back and they have got a tattooed, I'm like, yeah, man, that's awesome. Good follow through after a drunken night at some bar. I love it.
Oh man. Well, there's another follow up to Julian's earlier question about the new album, which everyone's asking about. They're all excited. I'm excited. We want a new album, but will that come out on vinyl as well? Is that in the plans?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's expensive and takes ages. So I don't know
Okay.
if I have the cash or the wherewithal.
Yeah.
To be real straight up. But I might. I mean, I remember doing a little 12-inch for a single. Did you get that?
I think I did.
I think
Yes,
you
I
might
did.
be right.
I did.
Yeah,
You probably saw my million posts about you on Instagram.
I feel like you definitely
Yeah,
got your
I did. I'm probably staring at it right now.
I feel like you are. And it came out in a few of them. But that was super cool. It just took, man, I know there's a massive resurgence for vinyl at the moment, which is really cool. But it's a long game process for sure. So if you've got the patience, which I have no patience. So that's good vinyl.
I bought mine from Discogs, and and sometimes I feel guilty about that kind of thing because I know you're probably not seeing a penny from that, but it's not out,
Thanks,
so I
dude.
can't.
You're keeping my lights on, darling. You're keeping my lights on. Thank you, love.
Everything you release, I'll buy it. So you got at least one sale.
That's good. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you.
All right, and Doug W has a few questions. I met him at Pappy and Harriet's. He's also on the fan page.
Okay,
you brought this up at Pappy and Harriet's. How does it feel to be a U.S. citizen?
Oh, US. Oh man, I know. What a feat, right? It's kind of amazing. I mean, it feels really good to be part of the club, especially because all my family members now are US citizens. I mean, my sons were born here, my husband's from LA. And so I feel like I was this little, like, not really allowed into the US club, and I wouldn't get to vote. I wouldn't get to do my little bits. So now I feel like I've been accepted, which is really nice. And it makes traveling and coming and going and it's kind of volatile out there in terms of just everything. So having that assurance that I can get back into the country without getting kicked out is really nice. I mean, there was a moment there with my green card where I didn't quite know there was like probations on it, sort of a thing, and you had to reapply. And then I
Oh,
got
wow.
some scary deportation letters there for a minute. So I was like, I'm really glad that that's not going to happen.
I'm glad
And,
too.
yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of chilling now, and it's cool. I got to keep my Kiwi, obviously my Kiwi citizenship as well. So I've got dual, which is quite
Well,
nice.
that's pretty awesome. That is pretty
Hmm.
awesome. Another question Doug had is, what do your kids think about having musicians for parents?
You know what? They think we're too loud, first of all. The amount of times my sons, both of them, have said, too loud, too loud, too loud. You're supposed to love me and love this. And they're like, no, turn it off. My oldest son, Pascal, he did not like my music at all until about a year ago. He just liked dad's music. So that was a little bit of a hit blow to the ego. And then my youngest one, still thinks I'm too loud, and he's just turning 2. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they're my top fans, and I'm not even sure they like what I do. But I'm gonna keep just pushing it. I'm gonna show mom it, and I'm gonna just keep shoving it into them and saying,
Hell
"Love,
yeah.
love
You know
me
what?
and music."
I share your music all the time, and I share it so much that people get tired of it. I share it with my friends. I share it with my family. I say, you got to listen to
Oh,
Jen
I love.
Wigmore. You got to listen to her. If you don't listen to her, then you're going to hell. You got to listen to Jen Wigmore.
Just
And
saying, love.
and I'm not going to mention his name. It's a coworker. I popped him up on message, and I sent him one of your videos. I can't remember which one. I said, check her out. You're going to love her. He messaged me back. Oh, she's okay. I was like, dude, you're dead to me. What do you mean, okay? What the hell?
That's like saying someone's nice. I don't want to be nice. I don't want to be fine.
Like, where do you
Yeah,
see okay in this?
disown that coworker for sure, for sure.
Exactly. So I was like, come on, man.
I love it. I love it. There's no gray area with you, eh? It's just
No,
love.
no. And I know you're not on the Facebook very much anymore, but I'm still on the Facebook because I'm old. And
I know
like
I'm useless at that stuff, man. I just am. I
eh,
have to just go, ugh.
well, I posted something over there directed really towards no one in particular, but um, it was like, you can like my music or be wrong or something like that. And he was like, he posted there, are you talking about me? I was like, no, man, I'm not talking
You're
about.
like, I could be. I mean, sure, if you want to take like that. Oh, that's
No.
funny. That's funny.
So take us back a little ways. How did you get you know, you don't have to tell a long drawn out theatrical story if you don't want, but how did you get started in the music business? What got you going in music?
Well, I mean, it kind of kept presenting itself to me in a way. I mean, when I was younger, like a lot younger, about maybe 9 or 10, maybe, yeah, a little bit older than that. I wanted to be an actor, and I was like, I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to take to the stage. It's going to be amazing. And my sister is 9 years older than me. And then she stamped the actress thing. She was like, nope, I'm going to theater school. I'm going to be an actress. I was like, oh, fuck, I can't be an actress now because she's stolen that job from under me. And so I was like, how's another way for me to get on the stage, you know? And so, this was probably at around 14 by this age. And I was an awful teenager, just really, the amount of apologies I can give to my mom will never be enough because I was just fucking awful. And so I had all these angsty feelings, and mom was like, here, write them down in a book because I'm sick of hearing about them. So I did. And I found this guitar in the garage that my dad had been given to try and relax from work being too stressful, which he never used. And so I picked it up and started teaching myself guitar. And then I teamed it up with all these, my life is so shit lyrics. And that was at about 14, 15. And then it sort of just progressed from there. And then I went back and forth, and I was like, no, I want to be a primary school teacher. And so I tried to go to uni, and I kind of failed miserably at that. And I was like, what's something I can do where A, I don't have to go to university, and B, is just super fun and awesome and gets to be on stage and traveling around the world. And that was music. I mean, to be honest, I sucked at everything else, and I found myself getting firmer footing within music, and it seemed to catch me and still does every time. And so all signs pointed to just keep doing music and keep writing and keep songwriting. And I honestly never thought I would get to 35 and still be doing music, because my consistency and stickability is terrible. And so the fact that I'm still here and doing music is just testament to how much it was supposed to be
Yeah.
written for me, written in the stars for me,
Written in the water. It was written in the water.
Totally written in the water for me. So
That's right.
It's cool, and it's a blast. I love it. Music it's just so brilliant to be in this. It's in everything. It's your lifestyle, it's your words, it's everything. It encompasses your whole life.
And I know you've heard this a million times, but your voice has such a unique tone and a unique quality. And that's why I can listen to you sing the dictionary. But is that just natural? Did you have to like put some real training into your range and your timbre and that kind of thing? I'm not a musician, but I love to listen to music, and I like to listen to nuances and people's voices. And my music is estrogen driven because I like a lot of female singers.
Nice.
But for you, just tell me a little bit about that voice. How did you discover that voice within yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it was a strange one coming out the gate with that voice. It wasn't something that got me into the school choir. I mean, I tried out for Pirates of Penzance in the school show and got a blanket, just no, you could not even join the chorus, which is just basically one of the bunch. And I couldn't even get in that. I mean, I think the teacher saw my agenda that you could like skip a few other classes to go and lark about on stage, which, she saw through my plans. But it was not, it was not one of those kind of voices that's an instant yes, I remember recording Hallelujah when I was about 17 or so. And around then. And I, the recording engineer through the wall was just like, what? He stood up. He's like, what is that voice coming from you? That's a trip. I mean, I was like, I don't know. I felt like the Little Mermaid when she first got her voice. I was like, but it was strange. I mean, it was something I wasn't that comfortable with. It was always a talking point. And it seemed, it took a while to get comfy with it. It wasn't really until Gravel and Wine, when I was recording with Butch Walker, that he kind of made me really sit with it and be like, this is you, you need to own that shit. This is like, it's a badass fucking voice, and you need to be about it and understand that it's unique and it's who you are. And it just is. I mean, you never know what you're going to get, when someone starts singing. And that was just what I got and what I have. And from then I sort of took ownership, in lots of ways across my music, my songwriting, myself. It was really from Gravel and Wine that I started to go, okay, it's on. Like, this is good. I feel good about it. I can sit with it comfortably and sing. And I think my voice has only gotten stronger since then, to be honest. It feels like it's gotten way more range now, and it's just sort of, it's comfortable,
It is so unique. I mean, and I know probably thousands of people have told you that, and thousands more will tell you that. But as soon as I hear your voice on a record, I know it's you, and I'm going to go listen to it. It's just an amazing gift you have, and it's really cool. And I'll tell you a little story about how I discovered.
Please do.
So I'm sitting in the living room watching an NFL game, and a commercial comes on, and I go to make a sandwich or something, And then I hear somebody singing something about a man like that. And I'm like, who is that voice? What is that? So I run to the living room. I was like, what is going on in here? So it was the commercial for Skyfall, for the Heineken commercial.
Oh, wow. Cool. Cool.
And my wife can tell you, I could bring her in here, but she probably don't want to come in here. She's dressed for bed. But anyway, I ran to her. I was like, who is this? She said, what are you talking about? And I instantly went, look, I said, Jen Wigmore. Who is Jen Wigmore? So I started looking you up, and then I found your Gravel and Wine stuff and everything that you had out at the time. I said, oh my God, I love this woman. She is so amazing. Loved it since the first time I heard you. So that's how I
Wow.
discovered Jen Wigmore. I wish I were a fan earlier so I could have known you longer, but
No, you came in right at the right time. That was perfect. That's so good. I love that, man. That's awesome. That's so awesome. From Ed, and here we are. That's so cool.
oh yeah.
What a journey.
Well,
That's really
how was it filming a Heineken commercial? That looked kind of fun.
Oh my God, that was so cool. I mean, it was just, yeah, Bond. I mean, my brother was a huge Bond fan and my dad too. And so I remember Bond films from when I was a little kid. And then it was such a classic sound too. I mean, and there's just no budget restraints on things like that. So the ad was so grandiose and I mean, no expense spared. And it was just sort of cool to look through the window of that kind of life, Daniel Craig and seeing him roll on set and be such a pro and that whole world. It's just there's all these other worlds existing out there that I got to peek in that window for a second and be like, wow, that's so cool. And my music is in that. It's the soundtrack. It was so rad for that. So yeah, it was really cool experience.
Well, it was cool discovering you that way. I've beer commercials. I don't know what it is. Another group I discovered and I follow and like the Asteroids Galaxy Tour. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but
No.
they were on a Heineken commercial.
Oh, Heineken is on it, man. Remember, it was I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were breaking like a lot of artists with linking them to these big commercials at the time. I mean, it was cool, and it was such an amazing exposure for artists as well. I know for myself, like brought around so many things, so it was great.
Yeah, it brought me as a fan for sure.
Yeah, totally.
Well, Apple did it to me too. I don't know if you've heard of they're kind of a dance electronic group, Sophie Tucker, but they were on an Apple commercial a few years ago. A song called
cool.
Best Friends. Yeah, Sophie Tucker. Sophie Tucker. Sofitukker. Her name's Sophie.
Cool.
His name is Tucker, and together
Cool.
they're Sophie Tucker. So check them out. They're pretty amazing.
Cool. That's awesome, for sure. Awesome.
All right. Now I have a statement from Tony B. And if you look at you look at your videos on YouTube, I don't know how you feel about us fans recording at your concerts, but I watch them anyway.
Yeah.
They look. Tony has recorded some amazing work at your shows and other shows, but he has a statement that he wanted me to read. He said, "Thank you for playing small, intimate venues instead of much bigger ones. Even if you can fill them and make a lot more money. Also, we appreciate your humility and being so approachable, even with all the," and he's got in parentheses, "much more deserved success. To your fans, your concerts are not just about music, but a whole special experience and an example of what a true artist should be like and a beautiful human being that you are." So that's from Tony.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Oh man, I need to read that to myself every night. That'd be so good. That's so gorgeous. Thank you.
You truly are. It blows my mind how approachable you are after shows, and how gracious you are. And it's not a front. You can tell when somebody's,
Totally putting it on. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I wish it were a lot more. I've only seen you 4 times, and all 4 times you were more than gracious. So it was awesome.
Aw, thank you, darling. I mean, we're just people, right? All of us. We're just trying to make it, get through and do our thing. And I mean, without fans, without people coming to the show, there would be no show. So, I mean, it's a equal exchange and opportunity for both. So, I mean, the least I can do is be grateful and show gratitude and appreciation for for everyone that makes the trip out. And especially, I mean, man, having a couple kids now and things, it's like to be able to get out and like make time and make the plan and do the thing and actually get in the car and go to a show and all this stuff. It's a whole thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So it's important to understand that what everyone's journey is to even get to the show and then just be cool after it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, I
It's
certainly appreciate
great.
it. And I know, the awesome, I'm going to say awesome because I raised 2 kids myself. The awesome challenges of raising children takes
Yeah.
priority over everything. And I completely understand that. So, if it affects how you tour and where you tour,
Mm.
oh well, you got to raise kids. I understand.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we'll
Mm.
we'll definitely follow you to where you are. So
Oh,
it's
thank
all
you.
good. It's all
That's so
good.
cool. Thank you. Thank you. You get it. You get it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And
Well,
I think we do
well,
need to prioritize that more as well. You know, it's we're raising the future. So we need to be there for that, you know?
absolutely. Yeah, I've got a 27-year-old daughter. She'll be 27 in July, and
Wow,
my son.
cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm old, right? Yeah. Look at how old this guy
No,
is.
it's super early, darling. That's it. That's all. That's all.
Ah. Now, I have, perused YouTube, watched a lot of your videos. I'm keep bouncing around a little bit, but I do want to talk about one that really caught my eye, and it was recorded a while back, and it was with another Kiwi, Steve Abel. Am I saying his last name correctly?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Abel? Blue
Hmm.
Lady. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh,
Tell
wow.
me
Yeah.
about that. That looked amazing to me. And
Wow, that was a long time ago. Yeah,
yeah.
that was oh my God, you're gonna put me on the spot right now because the
Well, if I'm
what
putting you on the spot, you don't have to go down the rabbit hole.
I mean, we did that as a tribute for a band, and this is where you got me on the spot because the band was who sang Blue Lady. You'll have to do a quick Google of that right now.
Yeah, yeah. Grab my phone.
We're doing it as a tribute because they were getting a songwriters award that night in New Zealand, and so we put this sort of like super group together, and we sang this song. But I'm glad you even could find that. That's impressive. That's really impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah, Blue Lady. Is it Hello
I'm
Sailor?
I'm looking it up. Blue Lady.
Blue Lady. I think it was Hello Sailor.
I
But
think you're
this
right.
is right. I just don't want to mess it up. I feel so bad
Yeah,
when I
that's right. Song by Hello
Hello
Sailor.
Sailor?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
okay,
correct.
sick. Awesome. Yeah, so they were getting an award that night. And so yeah, so we did that. But yeah, no, we never put that out or anything. Was that just a recording that you found?
Yeah, yeah. It's a quality recording too.
Is
You get
it?
you got to get on YouTube, Jen.
I gotta see. I mean, I gotta spend some time on
You got so much shit out there you don't even know.
Dude, I have no idea. I swear to God, I was born in like the 1600s. I
You're
just
your
have,
worst fan.
I am, I'm like, I don't know. What's the computer? I have
Well,
no idea. I have no
yeah,
idea.
you got a ton of stuff out there. That nothing
Okay.
to no one, like another fan, I guess, made that nothing to no one video that you did. I think it was in Germany. Um, that is top notch stuff. I mean, it's high quality, high definition. Freaking put it on a
Wow.
DVD and sell it
Okay,
stuff. So
I'm gonna have a little me hour after this, all
yeah,
right?
you
And I'm
need you
gonna
need.
search some shit about myself and just see. Maybe it
No,
feels, yeah.
well, don't
Wow.
go take all that shit down because I watch it.
I like that, and like that. No, that's probably why it's still up there because I haven't seen it yet, you know?
Exactly. Jen says, send the check to blah blah blah.
Exactly. Oh my God, you can stop buying off Discogs.
That's right.
Mhm.
Exactly. Hey, if it
Exactly.
were on your website, I would have bought it there. So
Yeah, you would have. That's
I
cool.
would have. Another question I have, and I forget who this one's from. Oh, another Doug question. Do you dabble or engage in other art forms?
And other apps, sorry about that, Charles.
Oh, you're
Um,
fine.
Other art forms, yes. I mean, well, you know what? I dabble terribly at drawing and painting. I'm sitting in this office right now. I painted all of this. This is all my handiwork. So this is me dabbling.
Yeah, put that on your website. I'll buy one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, not this. This is your pussy, your property. This is like a super feminist.
I can't read it. I'll check it out later.
It's a boat vagina poster, so that's pretty. It's
Yeah. I don't want that one.
You can have that one. Do you want that one? I was talking about the green walls here. This is my handiwork.
Okay. Yeah. My
I'm
wife
very
was
proud
like,
of.
"Yeah, Jen's sending me a vagina in the mail."
But the boat vagina poster, I can totally get you that.
Oh my God.
So I mean, I love to dabble, but the thing is, I get sort of like this room. Take this room, for example. I think I go in like full 100%. Oh, I'm going to paint this picture. I'm going to love this. This is going to be awesome. And then I want to cut corners to like hurry up the process in the end. So like if you look at this paint job in this office closely, there are so many fucking gaps. Like there are no straight lines. Like under the sills, the trim looks awful. I mean, it's because I'm sick of doing
It's like,
sick of doing this. So that's kind of my process. Dabbling in other art forms, you know?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, great.
Well, you mentioned your sister earlier, and there's another question that does mention her, and I'm not going to get too personal or anything, but the question is, have you thought about joining your sister in the acting profession? You kind of talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to try that actually. I think there was this one moment that I had when I was doing this acting thing for a phone company. And I had a go at doing that, and that was cool. I liked it. I don't know. I struggle with remembering lines. I mean, even on stage, I have like this. I don't know if you've ever got one of the set lists.
Mm-hmm.
Have I given you one of the set lists from a show?
I've got one signed on the wall over here. Yes.
Okay. So is there like a novel next to each? Is it my set list, the one I wrote?
No, it was printed, and it's got a mark through Dirty Mercy. So I don't know why you didn't sing that night. But anyway, why didn't you sing that night? Hey.
No,
anyway.
It's I mean, if you I'll give you my set list next time I play a show out there, and then it's got like the titles of the songs, and then a novel straight up, like every word from that song, and the notes, because I will forget that shit on stage, and I need to be reminded of like the verse 1, verse 2, bridge, chorus. And so it's written in, and I'll have like 3 to 4 pages underneath the mic stand, which is basically just all the songs written out. So that's my only concern about acting, is that when they say, okay, and action, I'd be like, don't remember what the fuck I have to say. So that could be an issue, because lines are a big part of the acting process, and that's, you know.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
But if it's sort of like a quiet, like mute role, I think I would be incredible. I think I would be so good. I could just be like,
play a mime.
You know, just like an extra in the back, just having emotions. I think I'd be really good at that.
Yeah, that would be great. You can be in a horror movie, and then we could talk about your horror film on our normal podcast.
Yes, I would
This
love
is a Jen-centric podcast. That's all we're talking about is you. I'm premiering it tomorrow. It's going to go on the fan page. They're going to go apeshit over it. So they're so excited you're doing this, and I am too.
Oh, cool. Thank you, mate.
All right.
That's my little puppy, by the way, having a drink. Have you had a dog before?
I have had a dog. When I was a kid, I had a German Shepherd. Right now, I'm a cat person. I have a big fat cat.
Oh, nice.
But my dog's name was Queen. And when I was a kid, we moved with my mother and stepdad to his mother's, my step grandmother, I guess you would call her farm. And we took Queen with us. And long story short, she ended up being a farm dog. So when we moved out, we couldn't take her with us because she had so much freedom there. So she was able to roam the field, and so it would have been cruel to take her away from there after being there a year.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, yeah. And that was your shepherd, right?
oh
A
yeah,
German shepherd?
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, would have thrived on a farm, totally. I know, I got this little puppy next to me, and she's, when dogs have dreams and they're sort of like, she's doing this. So if you hear like little crying squeals, it's her. It's
Oh,
not. It's her in the corner.
well, when I'm working my day job, I work from home. I sit back here in what I call my beat laboratory. Shout out to Step Brothers. If you've never seen Step Brothers, that's where I got that from.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it's my beat laboratory. I play my music back here. But my fat cat will lay on this. It also doubles as a guest room. So if we have guests, we have a full size bed back here. So he'll
Oh,
bring his
cool.
fat ass back here and jump on the bed and just sleep all day.
Oh, oh, I love it. I love it. It's so weird. I mean, for me, we have to have animals. I'm obsessed with animals and dogs in particular. So it's so strange when they're not here. So as many as I can have at once is the better.
Oh yeah, well, I told you nothing to no one got to me, but Hand Over Heart got to me too. And when I heard that the first time and saw the video, I definitely teared up. And I don't want to make you tear up here. That's not my
Yeah,
purpose. But oh my gosh, yeah,
heavy, heavy. Yeah, that was hard, and that was a hard one to sing on those shows too. I was just like, oh man, my Pappy and Harriet's show, that was just
yeah, yeah.
oh my
That
girl. Yeah,
we could feel it, and you got through it. That bass player you got, what's his name? Is it Mark?
Mark. Yeah,
Oh my God, I love that guy. I'm
he's a
switching subjects on you
guy.
real quick, but
He's
that guy's a
awesome. Dude, he's a machine. He was in Dropkick Murphys, and he is one of my best friends and the sickest musician I would say I have ever met. I would say at
oh, I
this point
fell
in
in
my
love with that
life.
guy. That
Yeah,
guy's and I went and looked at your album jacket for, the Ivory album, and I looked at the back.
mm.
He's got a lot of credits on there too.
Mark Arell. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he's oh my god, he's amazing. Like his guitar, drum, anything. He'll pick up. He's the kind of dude that can pick up anything and just be awesome at it. Singing, writing. He's actually who's written this basically the entire record with me, bar like one or two songs of this new album.
Oh, wow.
And it looks like he's gonna produce it all as well. So
So I need to call him for the bootleg tape. Got it.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
He would never tell you that much. He is loyal to the core, man.
I'm just playing, unless he really does it. I'm just kidding.
For sure.
Uh,
Yeah, he's awesome.
Now I have another question. I keep peering at my page. My own questions come up, so I kind of throw these to the side. But I'm going to stop doing that because I've got a couple more. Another question I have from the fan page is, what would your ultimate dream gig be?
Ultimate dream gig. Oh man, that's a good question. I would say probably playing. I mean, I'd really like to play in Hawaii. I love Hawaii. I've had such good memories, such beautiful moments in Hawaii. I got married out there as well, and I just would really like to play somewhere in the Pacific. New Zealand, yes, but somewhere, I mean, just a beautiful island, warm water, go surfing afterwards, play a show, cold beers. I mean, that sounds like really, really lovely. But I mean, it's not what I've found is it's not so much where you play, it's who comes to the shows. And that could be, you may have the best show in one of the places that you think you're going to have the worst.
Mhm.
So it just sort of, it could, it kind of can be anywhere. You know what I mean? It's all about when the mood's right. And for me, like summer, I just don't like playing when I'm cold. So as long as I'm somewhere warm, then I think it's going to be a good show. And you'll probably see a lot of my stuff is generally I will try and play tours in long periods of shows in the summer. I'm a total sun chaser. So anything with sun would be an epic show for me.
Awesome. I'm a beach person too. I love going to the beach. Beaches are awesome.
I just love being warm. I could lie out there and I don't know, my friends will think I'm a part lizard. I just like the sun. It's so good.
Well, I'm going to ask a follow up to that question. What your ultimate dream gig would be? Who would you like to perform with? You know, who are some current artists that you would love to collaborate with one day? If that's not putting you on the spot.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think again, I would probably bring up some people from the dead, but I'd try and have a lineup with Billy on there. That would just be awesome. I'd really like to. I'd like to play with Cage the Elephant. That'd be cool. That'd be a really cool show. I love the Raconteurs. A lineup with me and them. Jack White would be cool. Alabama Shakes. That would be awesome too. I think that's why I like festivals as well. And I don't get to play many festivals. I'm not sure why, but I don't seem to be a pick for a festival. But I love it because you've got these built-in epic lineups and you've just got all the sort of energy from loads of artists rolling around, which I think would be really cool. So, yeah, some of those bands would be fun.
Yeah, if you're not a pick for a festival, they're wrong. WRONG.
Charles. Too. Anyone that owns or puts on festivals out there, pick me. I would love to play. So yeah, festivals are good because there's no it's just sort of like get up there, do your best, and in 40 minutes it's done, and it's just it's fun. There's nothing but like upbeat rock and roll energy, and it's a good time. I haven't had a really bad festival yet, so yeah, festival in the Pacific, somewhere in the sun would be pretty awesome. I'd say that sounds pretty dream gig. Get Billy up there, get Cage the Elephant. That'd be nice.
That sounds amazing. I'd pay to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I have one more. This is kind of a funny question. It says, "Would you like to donate your white Gretsch guitar to Doug?"
No, hell no, Doug. Oh my God, over my dead body, baby. No. I love that thing like a child. It's so gorgeous. Even though I play it for like one song, it's so redundant and ridiculous, but I just love carrying that big old thing around, you know? It's just it's so gorgeous. It's the one it's like can totally jazz up anything, you know? If the show is kind of going like this, and then you bring that sucker out and it's just like, oh yeah, she's really real deal. Different to my game. For sure.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, I'm gonna stick on the tour thing for a second. Specifically venues. Do you prefer intimate indoor venues, or do you like the outdoor spaces?
I mean, I
Or
would say
does
intimate. I mean, again, depends on the vibe, but I would say for me, I like a small little club, like the Moroccan Lounge type thing, like that. That is great. I mean, when you're just about when the stage isn't too high, when you're just about same level, eye level as everyone at the show, and it's dark and grimy, and the backstage sucks, and so you're just in this holding pen with just laced with loads of tequila, and you just all like feeling each other, and it's just that kind of venue for me is my heart. I mean, I love it. You're in it. You know what I mean? There's no escape. There's nothing to shake your focus from what you're about to do, and you have to be engaged. You have to be present. There's no distraction other than some tiny little stage where you're all bumping into each other and playing a show, and that's the best feeling for me, for sure.
Well, you talked about the intimate venue, and I agree with you. I love going to smaller venues because you get that much closer to the artist, and the sound is so much better. I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about Mary M. and Neon Cowgirl. Where did you find those two? I started following Mary M. and she's amazing.
Oh, she's incredible.
Oh my
What
God.
a force. Oh my God. I'm so excited to see where she heads in this lifetime. I mean, she is on every level. Hey, she's just incredible. I mean, I think she's a few songs away from just becoming like the thing, the girl, you know?
Oh yeah.
No, she's cool. I mean, we found her, I think we found her actually through the dude, her manager works at KCRW, and he was pals, I think, with my agent. So we were sort of all in contact about who could be good for this. And I just wanted to make sure it was all women on this comeback for these couple shows. And then Holly, Neon Cowgirl, she was a suggestion actually from the dude, John, I think it is, at Pappy and Harriet's, who runs Pappy and Harriet's now.
Okay.
And so she was just like, she's rad and super this vibe for the show. And so that was cool. And I've actually caught up with her since. And she's just a really sweet, sweet girl, doing some really interesting things as well. So I think it's just great. I just love playing with women. It's so much fun.
And it's awesome because I love listening to women. So that's great.
That's cool.
And I have been following and I keep up with the group that opened for you in 2018, Roses and Revolutions.
Cool. Awesome.
Alyssa and Matt.
She's so gorgeous.
Oh my God, that voice she has.
Oh my, no, she's unreal. She is awesome.
Yeah.
And such a nice little duo. I mean, they're such sweet people, so gracious, so kind and sweet. Even to this day, they're just like, hey, still saying thank you for that tour. I mean, really good people. So
I don't know if you've kept up with their music, but they have some really good stuff out there. So go check them out. They got some good stuff.
Cool.
And I do want to be sensitive of your time. We're coming up to almost an hour, and I know you're a busy mom. So what I want to do is let you talk about anything you want to talk about, anything you may want to plug, or anything you may have coming down the pipeline that we want to be on the lookout for. So I wanted to make sure I left enough time for you to do that. So the floor is yours, Virginia.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I mean, to everybody who's still engaged and interested in my music. I mean, it's been a while now that for people that are just starting to get onto this music, then welcome and hello. But I mean, it just seems like I've just got such a gorgeous, long-standing fan base, and it's been really wonderful to share and experience all your journeys in life and to see you at shows. And I just hope that we can get these shows happening more often so that we can see each other. I mean, live shows have been such an opportunity to have a chat and catch up with everyone. So it feels, and I'm, as I say, useless at Facebook and just the internet in general. So that was my point where we could all connect. So I'm just want to say that I've missed you all, and I look forward to catching up in person very soon, and that there'll be new music, and it's going to be really fun. And so hold on to your pants because it's going to be awesome. And yeah, just thank you for tuning in and making this possible, Charles. You're just rad. I just think you're awesome. You're so sweet, such a sweet man, and we need more of you out there. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. You're gonna make me blush and cry over here. So stop it.
Good. My job here is done.
Your job here is done. All right, guys. Well, this will conclude this week's episode of Horror 421, the podcast. You can find me, Charles Campbell, author, on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find my books at valleyboypublications.com. My beautiful co-host, Elena Morales, she couldn't make it tonight, but you can find her on Instagram under Jukebox Baby 78. She's a special effects makeup artist supreme, so she's pretty rad, as Jen would say. So go check her out, and we will see you next time on Horror 421, the podcast. Thank you.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Backstage 421, the musicians only podcast. Be sure to tune in for the next episode. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Listener support links can be found below. Thank you for your support.